Welcome to After the Final Bell, a podcast about what happens when an adrenaline-fueled career comes to an end and real life begins. Hosted by UFC striking coach Mike Gonzales and YouTube bounty hunter Trevor O'Connor.
It's not just about fights anymore. It's about what happens when the gloves come off.
And the real adventure begins.
Join Mike and Trevor as they chat about the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Life after the final bell isn't always easy, but it's always interesting. This is After the Final Bell.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike Gonzales. Sitting across from me, as always, Trevor O'Connor. This is After the Final Bell, a podcast about life after an adrenaline-fueled career has ended.
Oh, shit.
Did I get it?
Mike is an
Anyway,
intro guy.
joining us today is Justin.
Yes, Justin Wallace is here. How do you feel? You feel good right now, huh?
No, I'm sweating. I'm done.
No, but you're on like a little bit of
Hey, K. Miller, make sure you just copy and paste it in every episode.
just clean that one up. No, from now on. Like that's the only one?
Yeah.
You got it, dude.
Did I get it?
You got it.
All right.
Like I'm not even going to do one.
Okay, good.
No, you got it.
All right.
It's in.
This is how it's going.
You're in.
All right. Anyway.
That was 10 out of 10. If we
I
raise the
said
other ones.
I did say it on the way here.
You got to.
I rolled down the window and screamed it too.
Dude, you got
No,
it.
I'm just kidding.
You got to say it.
Yeah.
That's the only way to get comfortable.
That is true.
I promise you, when I started doing intros for my show,
Uh-huh.
it was bad for a while.
Yeah. It is tough.
And then you find a rhythm of what you want to say, and it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
You were there now.
Yeah,
You got it.
I got it. I'm getting there.
Yeah. Like seasoned vet.
Ouch. I wouldn't say that.
I feel like you are.
Okay. All right. I'll take it.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Have you met Justin before today?
No, not today. No,
Okay.
not before today. No.
So to give everybody the grand dynamic, so everyone kind of can do the weird math.
Yeah.
Justin is married to Amy. Amy is the older sister of Howie Spratt.
Okay. So I know them both.
Yeah.
I just never met Justin.
Yeah.
Till today.
So that just kind of puts everything together.
Okay.
Justin and I have been, obviously I met Justin through Howie and Amy, but we've been friends since, I would say, almost like the beginning of your relationship with Amy.
Yeah,
like
at
very
least,
early on.
7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah, like very, very early on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he, where were you? Were you in Wyoming?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Wyoming for a little while before I came here.
Yeah, and then you came down here.
Yeah.
Because Amy kidnapped you.
You from Wyoming?
No,
Oh,
I'm from
okay.
Texas
No,
originally.
Oh.
You could tell.
Yeah. All right.
People from Texas
Texas.
always have something Texas.
Well, yeah.
If you are still being held hostage, right? So you're fine, right?
We're good. No, it's all good, man. No, it's been great.
Justin has been a good friend, and obviously I've bounced stuff off of him through my real bounty hunting career. Because he has over 20 years of military / federal law enforcement / private contractor life experience.
Okay.
So anytime there were legal things that came up or questionable things, or, we didn't share private information.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we were sharing
But almost like
government
like a
secret-
cheat sheet.
Well, it was
You
just
know?
I could bounce things off of
Yeah.
him and go, hey, this is what I'm looking at. And this
Yeah.
is,
Oh, okay.
this is where the guy's charged with. And
Go from there.
he'd be
Yeah.
like, I don't know, shoot him.
Yeah, let's say hypothetically.
Right.
We
yeah,
went
that's
there,
how our
and
conversation
it worked out pretty well.
Hypothetically,
Yeah, yeah.
if this was the situation. But he's had a really cool life, and also very similar to us, but in a different way. Had a certain career for a long time, and I would say it was adrenaline fueled to an extent. I mean,
Probably at times, right?
There, had its moments, yeah.
there were guns, way different than punches.
Yeah. Wait.
But I don't want to say very quickly made a turn and decided that he didn't want to be there, but you could have stuck around and probably dug off that government pension a little deeper.
Oh yeah,
I'm guessing you could have done another 10 years.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
another 10 years
without
probably.
thinking about it. You could have easily done that and
Yes.
increased. But
How many years did you do?
Between military and law enforcement and government time altogether, about 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Actually, 22 years in one day.
Oh, damn. Oh, 20.
22
I'm
years
out
one
of
day.
here.
I wasn't counting.
so very similar to us, but completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
Going on this line, and then you're like, you know what? Can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like for us, it was more physical.
Yeah.
It was more, I can't do this anymore.
No more.
For him, it was more of a, and I'm just
Nope.
like, correct me, but it was more along the lines of, I'm no longer aligned
With what's going on.
with this direction.
Oh.
Would you
Pretty
say?
much. That's accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, maybe give us kind of the cliff notes. I know there's things that you can talk about, things that we have to.
Yeah, actually, the government changed a lot of things. They changed a lot of their policies and stuff whenever in 2020, whenever the whole world shut down.
Yeah, COVID.
There was a lot of things going on that I wasn't really a big supporter of.
Right.
Once it got to that point, everything, we were to the point where we weren't even hardly making calls anymore. We were just kind of sitting around like firefighters all the time, just kind of waiting on something to happen.
Right.
And just trying to figure it out. And that was boring. We sat around eating Grubhub and Uber Eats because you couldn't do anything. We sat around just getting fat and not doing a whole lot of work. So I had about enough. And then, of course, there was a lot of policies that got put into place. And about the day whenever that policy was going to be, you either follow the policy or you get out of the government.
Or you opt out.
Or you're out. Then you got to go. Well, that's whenever I punched out and retired.
You said, I'll go ahead and go.
Yeah. I went ahead and retired. I never realized it. The timing was perfect. I had enough mechanical experience and some college things and stuff that helped me along the way. And somehow everything just lined up perfectly. And I got into a whole new career field, and I'm not even anywhere near law enforcement anymore.
You're far from that?
Well, I'm so far from it. Yeah.
Which is odd because most people that are lifers, 20 years,
Yeah.
they never, even if they take a different job, it's usually right in the same vein.
Did you think after that? Did you think about it, or you're like, it's completely something different now?
I think everybody goes through this little phase. I think most first responders, military guys, firefighters, cops, everybody, they all go through this phase. It took me about 6 months after I kind of got away from it. You were going this whole time. You realize there's this thing that's missing. I don't know what it is. Something isn't right, and everything else. And you kind of have to get into your own mind, and it's stressful. Then you realize you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not putting my hands on people. I'm not. It's a whole different mindset. Like your coworkers are not the same. There's this whole brotherhood and everything that you realize that you've gone for so long without it, and you kind of miss that brotherhood, the military thing, and it was a hard transition. I mean, it's just like getting out of the military and becoming a civilian. I can tell you stories about that too.
Yeah.
But man, it's you go through that transition. But if you can get through that, because I was at the point where I was thinking about, man, maybe I made the wrong decision. Maybe I should just maybe I should go back. Maybe I should go back and put a badge on again. And then when you make that realization that you're never going to wear a badge again, and you just need to accept it, that's whenever you can really start progressing. And that's when my new career started progressing.
Nice.
It just took off, and now I'm happy.
When you were on the fence during that short period of time where you were like, maybe, if you were going to go back, would you have gone back to federal law enforcement, or would you have maybe attempted to go more state or county?
I think I would have had to stay federal, really. I mean, if you go,
that's where all your years were.
Yeah, that's where all my years were. I got, when you got 22 years towards your pension already, there's no reason to start over again. Whereas you can just come back here and you could just continue. You just add on. I could have done
press unpause on the clock.
Yeah, just press unpause, and the date starts again, and then it starts adding more to your retirement. And I think every couple of years your pension goes up. So 22 years, 24 years, there's all these benchmarks. You make those benchmarks, and then your retirement kind of goes up. And then there's some magical equation that they kick out at the end, and they tell you, this is what your pension is going to be. But every couple of years it goes up. So I thought if I was going to do it, I would have gone back federal. Probably not the same agency, but yeah, would have definitely stayed federal. Just got a few more years in, maybe get a
And
higher pay grade.
So
more
that-
of a financial choice
Yeah.
or a security choice.
Yeah, and after you've been in the federal government for so long, you're so used to those ways. You just know you don't want to try to start over and learn all
Right.
over again. It's a whole new system. Go through a new police academy. You had to do that because you can't just
Oh,
go
I'm-
to a
I'm-
municipal.
even somebody like for
Dude.
you.
Can you
Oh,
please?
yeah.
Can you
Really?
please just go to a police academy? I just want to film that. Like
I don't
20
know.
plus years of, and then you're like with these rookies.
I don't know, man. It might get a little bit weird.
You might get spicy. What if you had to climb the rope again?
Oh man,
Do they still do that at the academy? You gotta
I
climb the
got
rope?
no idea. Not my academy.
I saw it on Police Academy, the movie.
Well, then it probably was true then because
Yeah.
They had to climb a rope.
There you go. He's in. He's
It's
not.
important.
Yeah.
Like that's a get thrown out of the academy problem if you don't climb the rope.
yeah, I don't know why that's a thing because I don't think you chase people up ropes usually.
No,
Anyway,
I've chased a lot of people. I mean, I've chased a lot of people.
Yeah.
0 times up a rope.
That's weird.
It's like in the military, you got to run 2 or 3 miles sometimes. You know,
I've never had a 2-mile foot chase.
I don't think it really happens.
It's like half a mile max.
Probably.
And one of you just is like, nah,
And that's still a
I'm
pretty
not-
good distance.
I'm not at half a mile. Either you or them are like,
Yeah.
I'm not running anymore.
Yeah, short burst, like high energy for a short amount of time. That's usually where it's at. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to catch someone in a foot chase, it's in the first 200 yards,
I'd say so, probably.
200 meters or whatever. It's, you know, I mean, there's no like Chariots of Fire race going to.
No.
No.
That's not going to happen.
I didn't have much foot chases, honestly. I mean, like I said, I was federal. I'm not municipal. I'm not running all the
Right.
city streets, so it's a whole different world. Though.
Yeah.
But hell, even the last,
Are the rules completely different too?
not
Do you know?
really.
No?
It's just
Well, he's not patrolling.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, do they have like a different, like, how do I say it? Just like, do you guys? Is there a certain standard that you follow different than
Like
the
rules
other?
of engagement?
Yeah, just
yeah,
like
kind of. No, I mean, it just all depends on the agency. You know, it's just
Okay.
federal law is different than state law and
Mhm.
municipalities will going to follow different laws too. You know, it's all different. Just
Okay.
depends on where you're at, I guess. But federal law is the same everywhere. So in most places,
Okay.
unless there's some special thing.
That
But,
you're,
yeah.
all right.
You know, the rules for that place are
Yeah.
the rules for that place. And the rules. Did I remember when COVID hit because I was still working bail out here.
Mhm.
And there were times when like we'd be in your area and I'd swing
Yeah.
by and say, "Hey, how you doing?" You'd be like,
Well,
"Well, we're not allowed to arrest anybody. We're not
sitting on
allowed
my
to-"
thumb, and if I do arrest somebody, they're going to be out in the morning because the jails are
Or
overran.
sooner, yeah.
They have to have 25% capacity only. They couldn't go above that, and you serve.
We were in the same
Yeah.
boat because we were making arrests, but I was still getting paid for them because the jails were just signing off saying, "Yeah, they brought him here. We didn't want him."
Yeah, you go
Which was
drop
the
them
weirdest
off,
thing,
and-
dude.
That's weird.
That entire like an
That made
entire
me not-
year plus of bail,
Man, that would make me not want to chase anybody because it's like, what am I doing?
and
Pretty much.
You know? Like,
if you were in it for the law and order part, which as a federal
yeah.
law enforcement, you're protecting law people and enforcing law.
Yeah.
I was basically like a repo. I just repoed humans. That's all that is. That's all bail is
Yeah.
you're repoing humans for a dollar amount
Yeah.
because the bondsman put up money. And the only way they don't have to pay more money or get their money back is you go collect that human and put him away. It's not a law thing. Like I couldn't put people in jail for running from me. I couldn't there was no additional charges that can actually happen.
Yeah.
I've never had someone like even if they fought me, we got into a physical altercation. It's never been a thing where I was like, and I also want them to get like assault on a law enforcement. It's
Yeah.
not there. Like we were not law enforcement. All we were is repo.
Okay.
So for us, it was money. I go pick the guy up, take him to the jail, knowing full well they're not going to keep him. And this is felonies. It was everything. You remember, like we talked about it. I was
yeah.
we just picked this guy up. We dropped him off. Guess what? I gave him a ride back home.
Oh no, geez, I'm not
Because
chasing
I-
anybody.
you
That would make me
chase this-
not. You know what I mean? That would make me not want to do anything.
And the thing is, we tried to tell
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like,
But we even tried to tell our fugitives, dude, they're not going to keep you. Here's the thing. What you want is the bounty hunter to bring you to jail, because the only one looking for you is me. The cops were not looking for people who had failure to appear warrants.
Yeah,
They weren't even arresting people. They couldn't do anything. I'm like, I'm the only one looking for you. If you want your stress to go way down, just meet up with me. I'll take you to the jail. They're going to sign a piece of paper that says that they're not taking you.
Yeah.
Then I'll give you a ride home.
Yeah,
That's
simple.
how, I mean, that's how like bail was for like 2 years.
So did you work in an office and then COVID hit and then you had to stay at home, or would you go to an office?
Oh no, we weren't exempt. We had to go there.
Oh, you did?
I mean, we had to. We still have areas
kinda
we're
hard to
responsible
police from
for.
home,
You
though,
can't
I
police. You can't telework as a cop. I don't think.
Oh,
Well, maybe
man.
some of the admin folks, but
You
but
just
no.
watch TikTok lives
Hey, yo.
Oh
and people commit crime on that.
yeah. No, it was not the most funny. As a matter of fact, the last 2 years I was in, I didn't even write a single ticket. The last 2 years I was as a cop. You know, there was nothing to do. Gaining weight.
Well, and they were basically legislating you guys out of a function constantly. It was like this and then that and then that and then that and then that. And you, I mean,
Yeah.
You were like a fucking hall monitor at the end
Yeah.
with less power.
Yeah, it was rough, you know, and everybody, of course, during that time period, you know, everybody was pretty wild. They were out there just, you know, rioting all over the place. You know, I remember one night we talked, we were all in the middle of it up there, and you know, and you said, "Hey, let me know." Let me know if you need anything. Drop off a cheeseburger for you or something, or whatever it was, you know, whatever it is Trevor's do in those situations. That's what was going to happen. But
well, they were like, you guys were out on city streets doing something, like traveling somewhere, doing something, and you guys encountered some people that just didn't want law enforcement around.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a lot of times like that. It was
as
wild
general
time.
as I can say that.
Yeah.
You know, just situations where, and they weren't allowed, like they couldn't even get out and do anything.
Dang.
No, it was rough. You know,
We had lots of cheeseburgers for you though.
Yeah.
Just in case.
It was good. He used to swing by and bring a cheeseburger, check on us, make sure everything's going okay. It was good, you know.
So how many, like give or take, obviously you don't know the number maybe, but like how many were in your position where they're like, you know what, it's time to just wrap it up? Were you the only one in your group?
No.
No?
There's a lot of guys that kind of got tired of it. You know, a lot of agencies that were short staffed, they still haven't recovered. A lot of agencies haven't, but you know,
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
And they're just going to operate men down because like to them, it doesn't matter.
They just force overtime on everybody.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody's going to be working 12-hour shifts, whatever, long days.
Yeah.
You know,
With
it pays a lot.
with no ability to do anything. Basically, you might as well just get a golf cart and drive around your post.
Wave at everybody.
Yeah.
My name is Jeff.
Yeah. Jeez, man.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was okay. I'm glad it's over with, though. It did. There was that transition period. It's just like when I got out of the military, you know, you don't understand nobody's competent. You're so used to things being so structured, and all of a sudden everything is not. And then, you know, you take some getting used to. You get used to that. You get adjusted to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the main reason why I reached back into law enforcement, is because there's still that brotherhood, and then there's a high percentage of veterans in that agency specifically,
And in law enforcement, for the most part, it's A, B, C, D.
Oh yeah.
You know, this is how we do
Yeah.
it. This is how it goes. You wake up, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. You clock out, you go home.
Probably the closest thing to being back in the military without being in the military, you know, that you could do, I guess. It was good though. You know, it was the people that I missed the most, not the job.
The last couple of years were shit, but before that, it was probably not so bad.
It was okay.
Yeah.
You know, I bounced around, but being federal, you can go all over the place. And I remember one time.
How many different places were you? What do you call it? Stationed or
well,
what?
Yeah.
How do you?
Whatever location you're at. I don't even know what you call that.
Yeah.
But anyways, you could transfer around and I'd go to different stations, I guess. I was a cop at 4 different stations.
Oh.
I remember whenever I was a cop in Texas, when I was a federal cop there, I was working a lot of overtime, of course, short staffed and everything like normal.
Right.
I had all, so much vacation time saved up, so much leave time. saved up, and then I got tired of. Normally, there's like an amount that you can carry over each year, and if you have too much, then you lose it. Well, we were exempt from that because we were forced and mandated into working all this overtime. And I remember,
Oh, so like you keep it all.
yeah, so you get to keep it. So before you have it, I don't know how many days I had of vacation time. Probably, probably 3 or 4 months worth of vacation time I had saved up. It was ridiculous. So
I need that.
I remember I finally got a chance to go on to take a week and a half off, and I decided, I'm going to go fishing. I haven't had time off. I'm going to go fishing, and I was on my way home thinking about it. I got time off finally. We got a couple more people covering, and I can take some time off.
Yeah.
And I decided on my way home, I'm going to go fishing in Wyoming. I'm just going to go to Wyoming.
From Texas to Wyoming?
Yeah, why not?
It's like the same state.
Yeah, why not? And
One's colder.
That's whenever I ended up on my way to Wyoming. I reached out to some of my old military friends that I found out that were still in Wyoming. And then the next morning they reached back. They're like, hey, you're coming to Wyoming. Come on. Come hang out with us. Yeah, come on. I'll take you all around. And we had a good time. We went and did some fishing in Wyoming. And that's what made me, I was on my way back home that night. Or I guess not that night. It was about a week later.
At the end of your trip.
At the end of the trip. I had such a great time there. I was on my way home on that trip. And I remember looking online to see, maybe there's some openings up there in Wyoming. And I remember I was in New Mexico, and there's, they just got internet like the year before that. So, so I was
the UK
I was looking, and I saw that there was an opening in Wyoming. It was in Sheridan, Wyoming.
Oh,
I had never been to
That's
Sheridan.
way up there.
That's like 10 miles from Montana.
Montana, yeah.
So I remember looking, and then the job position closed at midnight, and it was like 11:30 at night.
Did you post?
I was like, man, I gotta get this done, but I need to be on a computer to do it. So I waited till the next day, and I just gave him a call. I called that agency. It's tiny little. I think the department up there, it only had about 12 guys in it.
Oh yes.
And it was a little tiny station, and I thought I just called him, and I talked to their deputy chief. I guess he's a lieutenant, or I think he's a captain or a lieutenant. I can't remember now. And I just let him know. I said, hey, my name is Justin. I just wanted to let you know that you guys are going to hire me. I'm getting ready to transfer, and I figured you guys go ahead and hire me. I'll send you all my papers. Let's go ahead and get this started. And just kind of, he
hired himself.
I was so
got you.
tired and burned out. So the guy said, well, maybe, that sounds really fun. I mean, maybe I should get the police chief, and maybe we could have a conference call or something.
Like an interview?
Like maybe we should interview or something. If we're going to hire you, if you're so confident, we're going to hire you. Let's do this. Let's talk about it at least. And anyways, I told him my resume. I kind of read it out to him, and I said, all right, well, I'll go ahead and email it to you, and then just give me a call when you guys are ready. And I was so arrogant at the time. I wish I wasn't, but it got me there. So later on, the police chief called me, and I had been burned out from being in Texas at the time. I was just so tired. I was so tired of everything. I was by myself anyways. My family's all down there. It's great.
Yeah.
But
I was working all the time. It doesn't matter.
But I was working so many hours and burned out, and it wasn't like you could see anybody or do anything. So I ended up talking to the guy, and we interviewed, and it was good. He said, well, sounds like you got, come on.
We'll go ahead and
I guess we'll go ahead and hire you. And then he looks at this other guy. He says, yeah, he was right. We're hiring him. And he said, well, all right, let's go. And then he asked me, he said, how long until you can report in up here? I mean, how much time do you need? And I said,
your drive times.
I said, 13, seeing as how it's about 12 and a half hour drive, I could be there in the morning about 10:30 or 11 maybe.
Yeah.
He said, no, hold on, let's figure it out. So anyways, 11 days later, I was transferred. I went to Sheridan, Wyoming, and joined their police department. I'd never even been to Sheridan.
Yeah.
I didn't have an apartment. I didn't have anything going on there, and everything that I could fit in a Jeep Wrangler, I took. That was it. Nothing else. I said, you know what? It's time, man. Let's go get this. Let's go see what's going on. So
dang.
I had a good time. So
how many hole punches can you carry in a Jeep Wrangler?
4.
5.
Five?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
5. No, it's so I drove up there, did that, and I didn't even have a place to stay or anything, and then it just.
Did you stay at the station?
No, I looked on Craigslist when I got there and found this 300 square foot apartment and got it, and it was awesome. It was a great time.
They paid you $25 a month. They're like, if you stay here.
Yeah.
Now, because I am not a smart man, other people may have the same question. How does federal law enforcement work? Because we all know how cops work, but what is your duty station in Sheridan? What is your What's your job and what's what is it?
Well, I was there. I went to Fort. I can't remember the name of the station now. Basically, there's a huge psych ward that the VA runs there.
Okay.
And it's a big one. They transfer vets that are really going through some long-term psychiatric help, and they have to have law enforcement there to kind of protect the place and everything. And then there's that's basically it. The station, the whole VA grounds. It's a pretty big location there.
Yeah.
It was, and it's pretty isolated too. So having
wow.
their own police department. I say isolated. There's local police there, but it's not the same as having another vet talking to another vet,
Right.
who's going through some hard times.
Yeah, walk him back
Yeah.
instead of
You
see
have
him as a threat, you see him as a brother.
Yeah, you see it, or you have a 23-year-old freshman, or I guess a rookie cop who's really, he doesn't have much life experience, especially not the military side of things, where he can't really
And hasn't
relate.
felt what that guy is going through
yeah.
and just sees him as
Oh yeah,
a problem.
yeah.
So basically, for federal law enforcement, you guys are you're not patrolling a neighborhood, you're patrolling a federal building or a federal campus of some kind.
Basically, yes.
So either like a hospital, a federal courthouse. What else do the feds have? Federal.
They've got all kinds of stuff. I mean,
federal fund, like federal prisons.
National Weather Service facilities, IRS.
Oh, that's the
buildings,
one I want.
All of those
I
places.
want to go protect the National Weather
What's
Service.
what's the one you don't want? I guess you guys.
IRS.
Probably the IRS.
Oh.
Nobody likes them.
No.
There's nothing good there. You want to protect those guys? You're just as bad as them. That's how I would look at it. If you were if you were a cop protecting the IRS, then might as well
there's
just
no
be
reason for
IRS. So it's a whole different beast. But at the same time, that whole different beast is also everyone that is on the campus has been trained to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them are,
like
or
military guys that are in the hospital or the psych ward, or I mean, the guys that could possibly be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them had prior training, so it's not like just Johnny off the street. I mean, that has to increase the anxiety a little bit.
It does a little bit, but it also, you learn to use your words, use dialogue more than you do anything else, and
Verbal jujitsu
that's
is the
where
key.
everything comes into play. You just got to learn how to relate to the people, and make sure you understand. You let them know, hey man, we're on the same team here, and we've all been through stuff, and I know you're going through stuff, but you need to
We got to slow down here.
We got to take a step back, man. Pump the brakes. Let's talk about this. We can figure it out, but you need to work with me here. I'll help you, but you got to help me first. And that's usually where everything came in. I didn't have to fight that way.
Right.
Getting too old.
Better.
So I don't want to fight people. Nobody wants to fight.
The big comparison I can make to bail in that for me is when I would get new guys that wanted to be bail enforcement.
Yeah.
In their mind, it's like, oh, we get to fight and we got to do, and we can tell people exactly how it is. I'm like, I'll just tell you today, that's not it.
No.
Yeah.
And having guys ride with me and watch me tell a fugitive that he could kick my ass, but I'd be like, all right, dude. I mean, yeah, absolutely. You could fucking freak out right now and beat me up. What's that going to do for your situation? And just giving that person the power to believe in themselves for a moment.
Yeah.
And saying, me like acquiescing and going, yeah, dude, you could totally kick my ass. You could 100% kick my ass. That's not the resolution we're looking for.
No.
That made it so I didn't have to fight. That was already off the table now.
Yep.
It wasn't necessary. There's no need anymore. And then I could get guys to cool out, which I'm assuming with other vets, then you could connect with them on that level and say, listen, I know who you are, dude.
Yeah.
You're a bad motherfucker. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need that.
It's just going to cause us both problems and paperwork and everything else. And you're going to be stuck here for a while. Come on, man. Let's get this. Let's just
figure it out real quick.
Yeah, that's basically it. Just use your words and be good at relating to people, learn to communicate better. And that was the key. That's where I learned to read people's body language a little better because I could tell when things were about to go south, and I could kind of redirect it before it actually happens. And I kind of
probably one of the greatest skills a human could ever learn.
Yeah,
is just understanding what the difference between someone who's nervous, someone who's aggressive, and someone who is just stressed, and it all looks very similar.
Yeah,
but you know how, and I mean, there's things you pick up. How are they, how are they positioning their body?
Mike could probably relate to that a lot. I mean, with what you do, it's
I can tell right away. Well, not so much like if I go into the civilian world type of thing, like where I could get an idea. Hey, let's just go this way. Forget it.
Yeah.
You know,
I ain't trying to do that. But in the fight world, it's the same.
But in the fight world, man, I can see it so much. It's like, oh, the energy is way off. What's going on in here?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just, you can even tell it in training. You know, when something's bothering somebody, it's like, let's talk. Just because in the room when something's like that happen, people end up getting hurt. So let's talk about it before. That way,
before you're carrying some animosity,
nobody gets hurt.
Yeah,
and we can all still train. You know what I mean? So
very similar to, and we can equate it from last night. Mike and I we both cornered different fighters last night at an event. But being able to read your fighter in the back room, because we've been through it a bunch of times. We've done like a bunch of crazy shit. So like the emotional roller coaster isn't really there for us. And because you don't feel it the same way doesn't mean that your fighter's not feeling all these different things. And you have to be able to read off them. Is this just them like getting out some nervous jitters, or are they adrenaline dumping on me way too early? And now we have to find a way to regulate them, or else they're going to walk into the ring and feel like everything is filled with concrete because they can't move from the adrenaline dump. Or do they just need to be chatty Cathy? Or are they a quiet person that doesn't, like, every time you come up and start talking to them, it's causing, weirdness to them. Yeah. You have to know those things. And it's very similar to anything else. Yeah. Like last night, my kid was in the ring and he looked real good round one. It was a little like 3 2-minute rounds is not a lot of time to feel each other out. But I felt like he looked pretty good. And then about 20 seconds into round 2, he circled and his eyes were about this big. Not because he was scared. He just got that adrenaline rush, and you could tell right then he was not quite processing because it was all, he was like, and all you can do at that time is try to give him a nice calm voice, but a voice that's still, they can hear it through the rest of everything that's going on, and try to get them back. And it was like 10 seconds and he was like, reset and ready to go. Yep. Very similar with Fugitives, very similar, I'm sure, with vets and people. Yeah. Did you have weird situations where, I mean, I watch a lot of movies and I know how this all works because I've watched a lot of movies.
just like in the movies, they say.
Did you have situations where like guys came into the VA just hostile as shit, like ready to cause some problems because they weren't getting?
Yeah, and a lot of times, whenever you get below the surface, you realize they actually were getting screwed. Right. Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's wrong. Or something. Sometimes there's delusions and there's other issues, other mental health issues that's coming on that's kind of making them, imagining, or there's entitlement or something else that we got to address. There's maybe everything they said wasn't accurate. Sometimes you got to kind of take it you got to take a step back and really, look at the whole situation on there before you start making judgments on that. But there was a lot of guys came in just amped up. They'd been getting the shaft for a while, or they've been having problems, or sometimes it's just they don't know how to navigate.
Or their presumption was that they were not getting what someone told them they should have.
Yeah.
What do you think? When is that like what the outside world's telling them what they should get, or when like the people inside that brotherhood is like, yeah, I think you should be getting this. I think you should be. Or,
a little bit of both actually. A little bit of both. Yeah. So I mean, there was a lot of medications that get given to people, and then of course they decide that they don't want to give the same medications anymore, or other issues like that. Medications change, and they're upset about it. That was a big popular thing there. A lot of that's where the number one opiate dealer in the world is the the VA. They more opioid medications.
They're all in pain. Give them pills.
Yeah, but then when you don't give them pills, then you have a bigger problem.
Then you have guys that are looking for the opiates on the street because they can't get them at the hospital.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't, especially working for that agency. It wasn't like working for Los Angeles police. You're not going to be out there kicking doors and running the streets and everything else, but you do have to you have to learn how to.
More your words than anything, right?
More so. You got to learn how to be a therapist, a psychiatrist. You still got to be able to fight because you better be ready, or, you've got to be able to preferably just use your words and just try to talk things down and try to be reasonable, and then, and try to express that brotherhood to them. And that's the part that's the biggest weapon in your arsenal, is to be able to explain to them that we're family, we're brothers, man.
Yeah.
Or sisters, whatever.
And
I'm not a sister. we're for siblings. Let's say siblings.
We don't know.
Yeah,
he could be.
Hey.
I'm not judging.
You should probably not judge.
No, I'm not. I'm not assuming your gender.
No, we're good.
None of them. Yeah, it's so hard to, because that, like, to an extent they're right. Yeah. But to the other extent, you're like, I understand you're right, but I can't have you, like, doing it this way is not okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a better way to do it. It's not just
they're robbing a 7-Eleven, you go get them because they're robbing a 7-Eleven. Yeah. They're coming into a place to voice a grievance that they probably had been festering for a while, or, they're in a poor mental health state. And
is that somewhere they're transferred to? Because nobody's going to Sheridan.
I'm not driving to Sheridan to voice
you know what I mean?
grievance.
Or is that like
no,
something?
No, in Sheridan, it's a lot of times if you have a big mental health issue and you've gone through everything local, there are a lot of specialists there. They can really help dig deep and get you to that. In a long-term facility, you live there for a while. You go through a lot of therapy and everything. They take care of it there. But like short-term or interim things, they'll take care of in most of your VA clinics and where they have psychiatric treatment and everything. They'll help you there. But otherwise, long-term stuff, a lot of times you go there. That's their main area.
Go to Sheridan?
I think for this area, that's probably their main. They probably have other ones, but that's...
Well, you're not going to escape the facility. What are you going to do? Run to Montana?
Especially right now?
Yeah, where are you going to go?
I'll just stay. I'm good. It's warm. I can imagine. And then when you came down here was like right when our VA... The brand new VA was here. Right?
Yeah, I helped get that one started and opened and the running. I was at
in Aurora.
Yeah,
the one in Aurora, the one that was well overpriced.
It was like the $6 billion, $1 billion.
How many times they go over budget?
All of them. Yeah,
that was on the news all the time too.
Well, there's a lot of angry taxpayers.
Yeah,
and I understand.
Also, a lot of angry veterans because there was a window where they just weren't getting, because it kept getting kicked down, slowed down, delayed, changed. Yeah. And then finally got it open. I mean, it's a great looking facility. I've been there a couple of times, for cheeseburgers. Yeah. And just I'm like, wow, this place is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real pretty, but being real pretty doesn't exactly.
Right, pretty is not always functional.
That's a big facility too, or big campus, or whatever they call it.
But it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's big. I went there. I think after you left, I had a guy that was a vet that I had to pick up.
Oh, okay.
How long did you work there?
Oh, shoot.
At that one.
That one, I think I was there for.
You were a while.
Yeah. 4 or 5 years. 5 years maybe. Yeah. I was at the one downtown. Here at downtown Denver for a while too, for a little bit before we even began moving that facility over.
The one off of 11th or whatever, down there.
It's off of Colorado.
Yeah,
something or other. Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Somewhere down there. That one's in the hood now.
Yeah,
not going over there.
Yeah, I had a fugitive that I knew was had VA appointments, and he had to go down there and do you don't miss those appointments. It doesn't I don't care if you have a warrant. You don't you're not going to get that appointment again for a long time. And I remember going down there, and I mean, I'm not saying I did, but I might have dropped his name and said, you guys remember Justin, my buddy. I just need to know if this guy's. I don't want to cause any problems. And they were actually they're pretty good at helping to facilitate things in a way that didn't
disturb anything.
Well, A, didn't violate the guy's rights, and B, didn't cause a disturbance. And I think a part of it was because I go to places like that with my hat in my hand and ask for help.
Yeah.
But like as soon as I was like, they didn't know who I was exactly, so there was a lot of people around me for a moment.
Yeah.
And that's how you guys. I mean, situations like that. I'm guessing that's how you deal with it. You make
pretty
sure
much.
that you have more numbers and.
Yeah, it's all about networking.
Yeah. Hey, that's the best way, right?
That's important.
You've been out for a while.
Yep.
What mental changes or what attitude changes do you feel that you have kind of noticed or have taken place from leaving 22 years of law enforcement? Because for most people that's pretty ingrained, and they stay very kind of, most people stay in that line.
Yeah.
But I think you're one of the few people I know that have left that and had some awakenings, I would say.
Yeah, it's been a huge awakening. Whatever you do, whatever you get yourself into, you got to jump in with both feet.
Right.
That was the key, and that's what I found out. Like I told you, that first 6 months was real rough. I have to. You carry your badge and your gun all the time, and you're always looking around, just same way you would on your way to or from work, or when you're with your family on the weekend, when you're a cop off duty, whatever. I think we were talking about it earlier, and I said I kind of stopped carrying my gun on my waist as much. I stopped with all those things, and I realized it does kind of help reduce a little bit of that whole anxiety and the hyper awareness, hyper vigilance, all that stuff you got to deal with. It was a bit of a transition, and now
from carrying all the time,
all the time, every day. That's like
I don't remember you not carrying.
No, I always did. I never went without ever.
So,
I mean, it was always a thing.
But that's something that's ingrained in you, right?
Yeah.
From the time you start, I guess, right?
Well, and I mean, I'm not saying it creates a mental issue, but it creates, in my opinion, it would create a small amount of understandable paranoia.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Absolutely.
Because you grow up in that, and that there's a problem. There's always something. There's things going on.
I would just think there's somebody mad at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And I want to say it's also for a lot of people that I've known in law enforcement, and not all people that I've gotten along with. For a lot of people, it stays in that vein of, if you wake up looking for a fight, you'll find one.
Yep.
And I've seen a lot of guys that have either left military service or left law enforcement, and they just still walk around with that chip all the time and how bad everything is.
Yeah.
Now, everything's not good, but everything's not bad.
Yeah.
And if you can't make that separation and start living, then you might as well just stay in it, I guess.
Yeah. If it makes any sense, when you go buy a new car, say you bought a new Volkswagen Jetta, everywhere you look, there's Volkswagen Jettas all of a sudden.
Right.
So if you're carrying a gun and a badge and you're ready to just take care of anything that needs to happen, you're going to see problems and you're going to suspect problems and everything else. And it kind of is if you sort of break the cycle a little bit. That's what helped me.
Yeah.
You got to keep it close by, but you don't have to have it on you at all times. And that's kind of how I started my transition. It sounds
not
crazy.
that kind of transition, Mike.
Not the kind of transition.
right.
You don't. I mean,
I'm not judging.
It's a psychological transition to not being jacked up on it all the time, and it changes you a little bit, calms you down a little bit. Now, I mean, it's been 3 years now. 3 years, and I've been in a whole new career field, just completely opposite direction.
Right.
It doesn't mean I'm a criminal.
Not
Not opposite, but
he's not like a meth cooker.
No, I don't cook it.
I hope.
No, actually, no.
When you say polar opposite, people are like,
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
he's a coyote. No, it's
Since you've been out there for 3 years now, is there something that you miss still about there? Like obviously, maybe not the job or whatever, but if there are things that you do miss where you're like, man, that was actually, I kind of miss that.
I miss the guys.
The guys?
I miss the guys. There's that thing, no matter how bad things get, you're all in it together. Everybody embraces the suck together.
Oh,
And there's
okay.
that thing, and everybody understands. They're a little more disciplined in it, in the way you carry yourself. The people you're with, you already know they're pretty solid because they've got this far. You don't have to question anything much.
Okay.
Some of them you do, but they usually work themselves out, and that gets itself gone. So, but nowadays, I mean, being in a regular, like in a corporate world, you don't have the same personality type as you did in law enforcement.
More people reading. More people.
Well,
reading
and there's not.
Yeah.
I would have.
I'm not going to your barbecue.
Listen, Dahmer. Yeah. I mean, at the same, like the brotherhood piece of it.
Yeah.
I like separating from fighting. I was in a gym. I mean, every day of the week, did we see each other? We're in there with the same team of guys. We're always in there. I mean, we didn't like all of them. There's shitbags in the gym, just like there is anything else. But there's a core group of people that you really become, like related to.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word. And then you step away from that, and you just don't know you don't know where that circle is anymore. You don't. It's not people that you're out there with really, really know that at 2 a.m, if you called them, they would just, without question, be there.
Yeah. I still got those guys now. A couple other guys have either punched out, retired, or whatever, but we still maintain that whole friendship. We talk all the time. May go 6 months without talking, and you just pick up where you left off, and it's great. It's just something that you can't expect from everybody. It's that whole personality type. You just that brotherhood that's there. You're like you are with other fighters. You guys, and. It's the same thing. It's just a different uniform.
And I mean, I'm assuming it just also sucks because you just like those guys you're not going to go punch in and they're going to be there. But in a new career, you still find your circle.
Yeah.
And you surround yourself. I don't know everything that you do, but you surround yourself in a way that, you have the ability to fill your circle there to an extent.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to know how to do the job, but
yeah. But as long as they, everybody understands who you are, they understand how to relate to you. Then they tend to adjust.
They
things
fall in,
and they fall in, and they understand. And then you develop a better friendship that way if everybody understands each other. So
right. What about, because you have to carry yourself in a very certain way and kind of have to be perceived in a certain way, or you have to respond to things in a certain way when you're in a government job or a military job. And now that you are just an everyday citizen, where does that change your give a fuck?
Well, it didn't really. I still I've been in the same mode for so long. I'm so used to responding to things a certain way, and you still carry yourself the same way. It's like talking to some guy who was in the Marine Corps. He's always going to be a Marine.
Still a Marine.
He's still a Marine. And no matter what, if you don't know he's a Marine, he'll tell you. Normally, that's the case,
Right.
It's,
if you haven't figured it out.
Yeah. But, I don't go around talking about, being in other career fields and anything now. I try to separate myself from it pretty well, but it still has helped me in my new career. I mean, it's been incredible. I guess maybe the amount of discipline that was required to be in that sort of a field, or the military things, or whatever, but that sort of thing carries through, and it has helped me a lot. It's been a huge benefit for me. So I've moved up really fast in a new career field, a lot faster than most people.
Because most people don't know how to work.
Maybe it's a work ethic issue. Maybe it's just a communications thing. I don't know.
I think kind of where I was going with that question is, I was in corporate world for a long time.
Yeah.
I've obviously been in the content creation world for quite a long time now, where it was all about making sure that everything looked good, sounded good, felt right, say the right thing, do the right thing. Over the last year, I would say my concern with how people perceived me has gone to, is there a perception under zero?
Yeah.
Because I really, like, I have no one left to impress. I can tell you, like, I will tell you my flaws before you even, to me now, I have found a level of peace that I truly don't give a shit. You can love me. You can think I'm the greatest thing in the world. Hey, that's awesome. You can hate me and think I'm the biggest piece of shit in the world. Guess what? Also, awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't it liberating?
I feel as free as I've ever felt.
Yeah.
Like I'll walk up to somebody and say hello and get a bad vibe and no longer feel like if I'm not nice to them, they may not watch my show or may not think I'm cool or I just don't have any. And now I'm like, oh, that guy sucks. I'm just going to go over here.
Yeah, you can see that with people who have thousands and thousands and thousands of friends just everywhere. You know, when they're, I got a small circle now. Not everybody's going to be able to relate to you. It's the same thing, you know, and it's sort of whenever you stop really being too concerned about what people think of you, it's pretty liberating.
And I just think like the reason I was asking, because in a lot of government jobs, you have to be very concerned with your perception or people's perception of you or your appearance in every way, not just your physical appearance, but your social media presence, your in public presence, all of that stuff has to be ship shape.
Yeah. Correct.
Is that something they talk to you about, or is that something you just ingrained in you? Like, hey, I'm gonna go the same way, but like on the social media thing, I don't know if you have social media, but is it like, don't be posting this, don't post that, don't.
Yeah, I've actually been written up for something I posted on social media before. You know, I got in trouble because another cop was flipping me off. I took his picture and we were laughing. It was a long time. It was early in my career, but yeah, it was ugly. But yeah, you have to carry yourself. You can't post certain things. It's recommended not to share your career and all that stuff on there, but that's kind of common sense. But
that's more so people don't come to your house.
I mean, like that would make sense. But if I wanted to post somebody flipping me off, I'm like,
I don't care. Flip me off.
Like,
no, it becomes an issue. Everything you're always being watched. You're always being monitored. The things you do outside of there. So
how liberating has it been?
It's been cool. Man, it's been great. I could post whatever I want on social media, although I don't really post on social media hardly at all.
You're a lurker.
I'm creep.
Oh,
I'm just creeping, man. That's it. Just creeping. But yeah, I don't really. It's nice just to know that I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't have to be stressed.
No one's going to call.
Yeah, and not only that, stop worrying about what people think all the time. You're not in a political role. It doesn't matter. You're not. I don't have to win somebody's friendship or approval. Approval. I guess I don't have to do that anymore. It's not an issue. So
I learned that through fighting. Everything you do sucks. All right,
cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
I look at it as I have all the friends I need. If someone's going to get into my circle and be my friend, it would have to be the most organic, easy thing. Like I am not working for it.
Yeah,
I'm not. Nope, can't do it. I'm not begging anyone to be my friend. I'm not trying to show out to make you want to hang out with me.
There's people that ask us all the time, you want to go? No, I like you in here, and that's where I want to keep it. I'm not looking to hang out with you outside of this. Just not.
As soon as this session is over.
You know, I even coach people that way. Like, there's a guy, and I like him. Like, I like him the way I like him. He asked me to help him. And I even told him, I said, man, I like you. But if I help you, I'm afraid I'm not going to like you. So I'd rather just like you.
I'll just be your friend.
I'll just be your friend.
If you need some advice, ask me a question.
Yeah.
Other than that,
there's just certain things that I'm just not on board with.
And there's people out there in everyone's walk of life where you're like, at this distance, at this, in this orbit, if I see you, I want to say hi to you.
Yeah.
But I know that if we break through any layers, I'm going to go, yep, exactly as I thought.
Last night, you see, I was out of there.
You were out of there faster than I could get out of there.
It's time to go.
His fight was 8, my fight was 9 on the card. He was packed up, and my fight was only 3 2-minute rounds. He was packed up, backpack on, and walking before I got my guy back behind the curtain.
I'm out of there.
Had enough.
Just like, I don't know.
Fast.
I pick and choose where I hang out nowadays too. I'm more paranoid, I think, the older I get though.
What are you paranoid of?
It's hard to trust anybody.
Someone trying to get you?
Like I don't want to be.
You got skeletons?
In the wrong place at the wrong time. I'll just If I'm at home, I'm safe.
Hey, can we background him? I think he's got skeletons.
Yeah, maybe.
He's worried about stuff.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm just.
Did you guys are might be even more private than
Yeah.
Kay Miller and I,
Yeah.
because I would consider you a very close friend. I would assume, like,
Yeah.
to the point where we share pretty much our entire
Everything.
lives with
Yeah.
each other and everybody. But there's even times where it's not like you don't want to. It's just that you're not going to leave the house. I'm like, hey, do you guys want to come up and do this? And you're like, yeah, no.
No.
And it's not, you're not like saying no and it's rude. You're just like, yeah, no, I'm not leaving the house today. I'm like, hey, I got the fights. We're going to order some pizza. You guys want to come up? No.
Yeah. Just stay home.
And if I were someone that would take that like personally and be like, what the fuck is the problem here? It's not like that.
But you can only really tell your friends no. Everybody else, you have to have. I always feel like
you just tell me.
Like,
you give me
know what I mean?
You just give me a cold no. You're like,
it's
yeah, no,
I'm
not
going.
coming up.
You know, because my friends that I call my friends know. Yeah, no, okay. You know.
You know what's great about that is that you don't have to make an excuse.
Yeah.
You just say no,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
But
No, it's a one-word text.
yeah,
No,
you don't have to explain yourself.
And I'm
It's
like,
great.
Mike's not coming.
Yeah.
I wish more people were like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah, and it's too much for me. Like
Yeah.
sometimes, some people are just too much for me. I'm just like system overload.
Especially if you've been doing a lot,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or especially if you guys are in camp.
That too.
The no's become way more current or way more often when
Yeah.
They asked
JJ's in
today.
camp.
They said, "You guys want to come watch the fights?" No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna go do my podcast. I'm gonna go home. They're like, well, "You're gonna go over there?" I said, "Yeah, but I like doing that, so I'm gonna go home."
I have fun doing it.
that's
Yeah.
This, you know. Other than that, no, man. I see like just my circle's close too. You know, I don't let many people in it.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of people that even don't know where I live. Like,
I know where he lives.
yeah, there's just some people that are like, "Where do you guys live?" I said, "Oh, like 20 minutes that way."
You know, like Aurora, Commerce City.
Somewhere over there. Yeah, so we live over there.
You say
somewhere.
both of those things,
Yeah.
and it covers a lot.
I
of
live in
area.
the metro area.
Right.
Sometimes I
surroundings.
say I live by the airport. Sometimes I say I live close to Brighton. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I'm just that way. They're
From
like
here,
Brighton.
20 minutes.
Yeah, they're like by Brighton. Yep, right there.
You got it.
Well, wherever you think I live, that's the spot.
Oh, by the airport. Yep, right there.
I mean, in comparison to Grand Junction, you're by the airport.
Yeah, but yeah, by the airport. You close to downtown? Yep.
Yeah, it's a subjective thing. Close is within 100 miles.
Yeah,
That's pretty close.
yeah. To me,
That's one of the reasons I
Yeah.
really love living way up on the north
yeah,
suburbs. Because people don't want to come up here.
no.
Like, to come up here, you have to really
Want to come
It
up.
has to be a thing.
Yeah.
It has to be a thing.
That's how I feel for like anywhere up north from us. Like even towards my mom. My mom lives over there.
What's
up in-
north for you? Like, how far north is north?
Well, Delilah goes to the high school off 120th,
Oh, yeah.
Prairie View. So once I get to Brighton, I'm fine. What past Brighton is like too north for me.
Too far.
Yeah,
We're right there on the cusp. Huh?
yeah, yeah,
Like, any farther north, and we'd be like,
Yeah.
we're going to need to build a studio somewhere else.
Yep.
Nah, I'm a Horizon Hawks guy, just so you know.
Okay.
Nobody's perfect.
Couple things I wanted, like, I should have gotten to this earlier. Mike and I, over the last couple of weeks or several weeks, have talked about readiness, bug out bag or a go bag, like a I have two.
Yeah.
I have the bug out bag, which is like we got to go. There's
Yeah.
food. There's a shelter in here. There's everything. You know, like we'll go.
Yeah.
Like, if I have to go outside today, we're gonna die because it's cold. But in normal temperatures, it's
Yeah.
it's a backpack and it's heavy, but it's everything that I'm going to. I think I have everything that we're going to need. Have I tested this bag completely? No.
You should.
I should.
Yeah.
And then I have like a shoulder sling that has, if we just need to get out and.
I think most people call that a purse, Trevor.
It's a Merce.
Thank you. I think he's on the same page I am.
Mine looks like a backpack.
No, anytime you say sling,
Right there.
Oh, it's got Molly gear. That's not a purse.
It's Molly.
Yeah, we're good.
okay, all right.
See, I'm good,
As
huh?
masculine as it comes right
Yeah.
there.
That thing might as well have like a boner pill on it.
Instant.
That's tough guy stuff. But we've gone back and forth over the last couple of weeks trying to kind of figure out like what.
Because I don't have one. So that was one of my questions. Right. I don't have nothing. I have a backpack. I have some
Yeah.
I probably have it all, but I just don't have it in. So that's why our question was like.
Well, yeah. And our question back and forth for each other has been, are the things that we think we should have actually important? Because I probably have, I don't know, I probably have a blender and an egg maker.
Something.
And, you know, just dumb shit that I thought I needed. What do you think would be your, like, I need to survive a week or whatever, like the shit hit the fan bag? And what would be your, there's a problem that I need to handle bag? Like I may be gone for a day or two and I need to be maybe slightly less footprinty.
Well, I think mostly you got to have communications. That's important. Whatever kind of communications you can have. I know I carry satellite phone, but.
Do you have a sat phone just in case?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I go everywhere with a bag. I got a bag. As a matter of fact, I'm in here and I got a bag.
He's got his backpack.
Oh.
But I always have a bag with me everywhere I go, but mostly not to bug out, mostly like to bug in to get back home. If I'm going to be gone real far
That's
from
what
home,
I meant to call it, bug in.
If I'm going to be far from home, then I'll take a wholly different kit. Like my truck's kitted different than my backpack. My house is, everything's there you need.
Right.
You know,
getting home is gold.
By yourself, travel back home. Once you get home, I think you're going to be okay. You can kind of regroup, get your stuff together, and get going. At least kind of have a little bit of a plan, anyways. And, pre-plan locations if you got to meet somebody somewhere other than home.
So we had pre-planned locations. These are things we talked about.
Okay.
We even code worded our locations.
Yeah, don't ever say exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
My whole thing was we're going to have a location, and then we're going to have a name of a different location. That means go to the other location.
Well, you could be vague. You could say go to the church, but the church actually means,
I was like, go to Waterworld. That means go to, this spot up here.
Nice. Yeah.
Just something.
Yeah, it's good.
And you give them, my thought was give your code word a common enough name that they're like, oh, they're going to Waterworld. We know where that is.
Yeah. Yeah, just say go to the church or go to, I'll meet you over at the store, or just some kind of vague, don't be specific.
Right.
Because then it could be mistaken. By people that you want, they're going to actually meet you there.
Right.
So, you sound so matter of fact. Yeah, meet me at Waterworld, and then they go there and they're standing around looking for you. But no, just be vague, I guess. Get some kind of pre-communicate that stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure that everybody understands the plan, I guess. Make sure you got enough stuff to get you there. You got a way to charge your phones if phones still work, or you got to have.
Good.
I think all Trevor has is only phone charging stuff.
No.
What do they call them? Power packs or whatever?
I do have power packs.
Yeah, I carry one of those too. I got a big anchor pack that I carry.
I think I need to get an anchor one. It seems like everybody has that brand.
We're going to compare sizes here.
Hey, whoa. Pull them out. Pull it out.
Oh, no, I have a big one too.
Where's the music?
I think I have one.
Where's the music?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep mine put away.
Genetics. My bag is over there. I have one of the really nice solar ones too.
Yeah, I've got a solar panel kit it's in my truck usually, but I keep a solar panel kit with me too.
My solar panel one is just a little bit smaller than this, but it has like a 4-panel flip out. If you can get power for free, and if a power grid goes down, the only place to get power is from the sun.
Yeah.
Or a generator with gasoline.
Yeah, I think I have a 50-watt panel. It flips out.
Yeah.
You can, it's got jumper cables on it, so you can trickle charge your truck if it dies or whatever you need to do. Just kind of throw it in your windshield, inside in your windshield. You can
just let it eat.
Hook it to your cigarette lighter, and it actually backfeeds through your car.
Yeah, that's
keep something like that around too. I always keep like a little bit of extra, extra ammo and stuff with you, and
seeds,
foods. Yeah, I keep extra seeds with me for sure.
food stuff. Like I have MREs, and not like I have some regular military grade MREs.
Yeah.
The Chili Mac, of course.
Yeah. For sure.
But then I've ordered like the 72-hour food supply thing that's basically MREs for soccer moms.
Yeah, I think anything that says military grade, you should probably, take a second look at it. It's not always good, not always the best, but if it gets the job done,
If it's going to keep me alive,
if it keeps you alive,
and
it's good.
At that point, we're not going for taste. We're just
and for me,
sustenance.
it's all about. For me, at that point, it's all about usability.
Mhm.
Will this function in what the fuck world?
Yeah. As long as you got a way to get water, it's important.
Right.
Food, secondly,
Life
and
straw.
then find some way to keep yourself warm.
He has filtered bottles. I do a life straw. Similar stuff. But
Life straw is weird. I've tried them. I never really was
not a big fan.
It's pretty awkward. No, I'll use it.
Yeah.
Of course. But I think having like a filter bottle or something would be really cool.
He has a filter
I
bottle.
do have a
Pass
filter
it.
bottle.
Yeah.
because they went to
That'd be cool to have,
they went to Brazil.
Yeah, and we were told don't drink the water. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
They got
this is
these-
the best we could.
yeah,
we
they
need
got,
water,
like,
so
Yeah.
Nalgene bottles that have a
Yeah.
filter.
Oh, nice.
it's pretty good.
And they put a Coke in it, and it basically turned it to fucking
Just came out clear.
water.
Just came out clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even at my house, my water goes through about 9 filters before it even comes off a tap. I'm neurotic about clean water, so I guess
It's once you
It's
taste clean
important.
water, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is. I'm not
Hey,
drinking that
I'm
stuff.
telling you, the TikTok shop shower head.
That
filter?
that's why he doesn't want TikTok to go down.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he's the biggest customer.
oh, TikTok.
Dude, that shower head is amazing with the filter.
Is it
Like,
that one that has like a pressure washer blasting looking
Yeah.
thing? 'Cause I've seen. I keep
You can take
seeing-
the head off, and it's like a power washer. Put the
Yeah.
head back on, and it's got like little rubber nubs around it. It's like a scalp massager
How much you
Nice.
pay for that?
for less than $40.
Okay, all right. But then you had to buy an attachment. How much did that cost?
Well,
That
that was for her.
no.
So I bought that and just replaced our shower head.
Yeah.
But we're not tall people. And so coming off the arm and then having that even higher, the water was hitting us like a day after it came out of the faucet.
You need bigger drops, bigger droplets.
Right. Well, the pressure decreases,
Yeah.
Time and space. So I bought one of those bars that you put on, and then so you could adjust the shower thing
Yeah.
up and down. But then I wanted Kay Miller to have a great shower, so I bought one of the ones that attaches to your to the regular thing that comes out of the wall, and it's another arm, and it was like one of the big flat panel rainwater shower heads.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just stand under it and feel good, or you could switch it and turn it on to the power blaster. And so now there's like a whole contraption.
He's probably cut a couple $100 in now.
Oh yeah.
But
I have the
it's a great
complete
shower.
opposite problem. I get it. Oh, no, Airbnb bathroom, and you stand up, and the shower head's about chest level.
I have no idea what you're
You
talking
gotta
about.
climb underneath it, and you're trying to.
You got a shower on your knees.
Has never been an issue.
I guess.
I'm finding an RV shower.
Yeah. As long as it's got a wand, so you can actually pick it up and get it over your head, that'd be good.
Never had that problem. Not once.
In the lowering bar.
I'm like, bring it down here so the water's still warm.
You probably fit in the airplane bathroom too.
Before I got fat.
Yeah.
Just wide now.
Well, we lived in an RV for like a year.
Oh, okay.
The shower and the toilet in an RV might as well be an airplane bathroom,
Yeah.
because to sit on a toilet in the RV, like one hip was up against the toilet paper roll, the other hip was up against the shower door.
Yeah.
I didn't fit well, but I fit. And then the shower, obviously shower in an RV, it's elevated so that they get dropped for the plumbing, and narrow because the door doesn't open full. So coming out of the shower and stepping down when you're old and decrepit was
Forget it.
difficult.
When I was a kid, we had one where you could actually sit on the toilet while you're showering.
They have those still.
They still have
They
those.
still have those.
Nice.
They're still building
we
them
had
that way.
Pat and Rose had the Sprinter van.
Oh, that's how they are. Those for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And they had
Yeah.
the toilet inside and the shower at the same time. So
I mean, you could.
Awkward.
It's like a bidet ready to go. Like you're showering, you just,
Oh, yeah.
or you poop and you just turn around.
Yeah.
And
all at
let it
once.
happen.
And there's a floor drain.
and stomp it.
Yeah.
I've actually been thinking about getting a bidet installed upstairs.
Yeah.
The problem is you only have a cold water supply at your toilet. So you either have to have a bidet that has like a Insta-Hot.
Do
it
they
gets
sell those?
So it gets to a warm enough temperature. Do you want
No, I'm just saying.
do you want
they
blasted
sell?
with straight cold out of the faucet?
I've gone down this rabbit hole. It wasn't that long ago either. One of the guys at my office installed a bidet, and I decided one day I was going to test drive it.
How'd it go?
Well, it was a cold day. It was
a cold,
very, very cold. And
it was a cold supply.
I mean, oh my God. And I even complained about it afterwards. Like, man, I don't even know. It's going to be a while before I can even go again. 'Cause that ain't right. And so, no, it's quite I'm not really sure that's for me.
What if it was warm?
I don't know. I actually mentioned that to the bidet professional I worked with, and he said, no, you cannot use warm water because warm water is.
Warm water will
Wait,
melt.
why?
The problem is in the toilet, the warm water will melt the wax ring and then cause leaks.
Is that what it is?
That's what it like. Every once in a while, a plumber messes up and the supply line is off the hot, and inevitably, after a short period of time, that the wax ring in that toilet will melt, and they will start to have seepage that comes out from underneath.
I guess that'd be a problem.
But if you just have an Insta-Hot that's giving you only warm water when it's blasting, it's going to go into the cold toilet water, and you're just going to have probably room temperature, which isn't going to melt anything.
You can put a scoop of ice in there first.
If you need to. I just think, man, I think bidets are a good idea.
You think they're a good idea?
Yeah. I want one.
Have you ever tried one?
Well, no, but
Then how do you know you want one?
because I've taken the shower thing off,
All right.
You don't have to share all the details.
and I just felt like that was the cleanest I'd ever been. If we're going to leave it generic,
Okay. All right.
I'm going to say that
the
warm water and the pressure, I felt like that was like clean as the day I came out. No, never.
I'd give it a shot.
I
I
mean-
mean, maybe if it was warm, but it might change my mind.
Warm would help, I
I
bet.
think warm would be
Because
better.
cold,
Yeah.
you don't get in a cold shower.
No.
You want a cold plunge for your butthole?
I mean, no, I don't. I don't know if
You
I
don't
can get
want
on.
one
I
at
don't
all,
know if
huh?
I could get on board. I'm trying to find one. See if
You couldn't bidet it?
I mean, when we went to Singapore, there was one.
Did you use it?
No.
What did you do?
Or was it Singapore? I don't know. One of those.
How'd you get clean? Same way you always do.
Same way you always do. I can't get on board. That was weird to me.
Oh, well, I mean, I just think convenience.
I see your point. I just.
I'm already on the 1-2-1 method. You know that. Dude wipes.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have dude wipes next to the toilet, you're missing life. You got to go dry, dude wipe dry. Because you also don't want to walk away with a wet crack.
That's true.
Isn't
With the
that what
bidet, all you gotta
yeah,
do is,
yeah.
You still have to. You just still have to give it a little pat down.
Just a dry pat. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
you're good.
All right.
if it's clean, just a dry pat.
still-
You're out.
That cold though, you're still not going to feel right for at least an hour or two.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not going to be right. I promise.
If it was warm,
I'll take his word for it.
Yeah.
I
You
trust him.
don't- Yeah.
if it was warm,
Mhm.
it'd probably be one of the greatest feelings ever.
I'll pass.
My concern,
I'll pass.
targeting.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Targeting.
The bidet that I used had a dial on it. It has one of them that says front and one of them that says back.
Well, you stuck with back, I'm guessing.
Yes. Once I realized what does what.
Because front would probably hurt.
No, you got a 50-50 chance of getting it right without looking.
But
and you're
front
gonna
would
get it
be
wrong.
like speed bagging your sack.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want that kind of pressure hitting that?
I don't know.
Back,
It's
probably-
not fun. No. No.
So you went front on accident.
Well, yeah, you got a 50-50 chance, kind of like putting in a USB drive.
No.
It's going to be wrong.
If you give me the option that the water's going to hit the front or the back, and I just pooped, I know where
But
the
what
poop
if it
came
doesn't
from.
say?
The poop came from the
But
back.
what if it doesn't say front or back?
Well, I didn't
Then
even
you got a
know.
problem.
I didn't even know that there was a one or the other. I thought it was on or off. I didn't know how that
You're
worked.
just like left, right?
I'm not a bidet expert, not by any means, but
You are now.
I'm 50% better than
Much
I was.
closer than you were before this.
I don't think I'm ever going to reach the last percentage.
The
to be
last
the
50?
expert.
You're
I don't
Just
know.
good without it now.
Yeah, I think
forever.
I got other priorities.
If I got a warm and put it here in the studio bathroom,
I know.
well, you're not
No.
gonna go here anyway.
No. You don't need it. That's something you could probably do without. How you've gone all these years without it.
How do I know that I've gone all these years missing it?
You're not missing nothing.
You don't know that.
I do.
Cleanest feeling in the world.
How do you know?
I can only equate it to the detachable shower head.
Too bad Matthew's not in. Don't they have those in Europe?
They don't even have like full running water yet.
That's all dirty water.
In the UK,
Yeah.
don't they just poop in a hole in the floor?
No, in Singapore they do.
Because they don't have like
Yo, when we went to
their
Singapore,
pipes are still made of
when we
wood.
went to Singapore,
Uh-huh.
and you go to the restroom, there's actually just a hole in the floor. They don't have the. Some places have toilets, and they're the respect thing are only for elders.
You stand up.
I didn't.
squat?
I waited till the hotel. We got the,
You're like,
the
oh,
hotel was nice that we stayed.
they got
at.
a real
Yeah,
toilet,
They got every, but yeah, anywhere you went,
How do you-
anywhere you went, we went to these restaurants. We went all over, and you go to the restroom, and there's a hole in the floor.
What if you got some explosive gastrointestinal issues?
I don't know.
Then this is the hole, and it's going to be a big pile all around it.
Your
I've
feet.
seen
What about your feet?
enough of those. Well, you're supposed to duck walk, kind of that position, the duck
Right,
position.
but even if I squat down and I've had like I have a bad stomach, I'm like texturing my legs.
if you have a bad stomach and bad knees and all that at the same time, you're going to have a problem.
Just with my knees,
You're gonna be sitting
and my,
there.
I'm just gonna be sitting on the hole.
You might as well.
Everybody's poop is gonna be on me.
But yeah, it's like sitting in the water in the toilet. I don't think you're going to do it. You won't.
I would
want
just
to
buy
anyway.
Depends.
At that point, yeah,
Depends.
Hey, that's a
I'll
real
just
thing.
clean it
over
up
there,
later.
man. That's a real thing over
I don't think
there.
I can do. Is it a squat or a stand? Like you'd have to squat, right?
Yeah.
You have to like hover.
Yeah, you squat all the way down.
Man,
You
as
get
bad
your-
as I am, what if your poop took a while?
I don't know.
Your legs are getting all shaky.
That was like I was not going to get on board with that.
No, you get all the way down where your plumbing's only a couple inches off the hole.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I got about 45 seconds before my legs give out.
Your knees start shaking.
K. Miller, Singapore is off the list. I'm not chancing it. I'm not even going.
You need some handrails or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Help, you know,
Then they might as well just put a seat in.
I think. Yeah,
That's
it
that's too easy.
The rest of the world has.
made the full circle now.
Yeah, they should have just handled it.
Hey. No,
How did we get there from?
I don't
bug out
know.
bags?
You
How
you obviously
did we
need
get
one.
there
If-
from bug out bags.
you obviously need one. just
So,
in case.
are we missing anything magical that we should have in a bug in bag or a bug out bag?
Well, a lot of it just got to have a plan, have some communications if you can.
Radios
Have,
right there. Some radios.
I need that. I need to figure out that whole Baofeng radio system. I don't know anything about it. I'm going to have to figure that out.
We got to
So,
figure
but
out.
Yeah, I want that.
We need to get on some repeaters.
Yeah, we
is the
do.
thing.
Yeah, we do. And,
Because other than that, we're line of sight mile and a half.
Yeah.
On repeaters, we've got. But if the grid's out, repeaters don't matter.
so as long as you can get yourself home, I guess. It just if you're
So
going to be real
wait,
far from home, take
So
a whole different.
if the grid's out, does a satellite phone still work?
Yeah, 'cause it's satellite.
It's,
Okay,
It doesn't
all right.
touch towers.
It doesn't. It's
Okay.
not. Yeah, it's.
Actually, one time when I was in Wyoming, a construction worker cut through a fiber optic cable and it knocked out like a third of the state.
Yeah.
The like
So 12 people.
northeast
Oops.
northeast
12
third
people,
of the
no
state.
power.
Yeah.
No internet.
A lot of there was no communication at all. And I remember at the time I had a satellite phone and like I've become valuable all of a sudden. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
I get to use it, yeah. But yeah, they're good to have. But my family, they all got them too. So, but communication, as long as you got that, have a plan. Of course, you need to have a plan in order and be able to communicate that to them. If there's an event going on and you need to get yourself home, make sure that they know to be home. They can leave, notes if they have to go or whatever.
Yeah.
If they're going to have to leave early or leave to get somewhere else, to get something else going on, maybe they'll do that. But make sure you have the plan together. Have plenty of your supplies to get you there. Have something to eat, drink. Make sure you can get there. I'm not a professional survival guy or anything, but I know I got a whole bag that goes with me everywhere.
Yeah,
and
just
that's
knowing
like, that's
from
I got enough
A,
stuff
military, and B, just having been in the shit a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
What about cash?
yeah, you should always have some cash. I think once things go down, cash is king. It's not going to be a
You're not gonna
thing.
take
And you
my
need to be able to have
Cryptocurrency at
some
that point?
things to trade. Maybe a couple of useless, valuable things that you can trade. Useless to you, valuable to someone else. Maybe.
Right. Other countries, a watch. In America, not so
watch,
much.
Yeah.
A decent watch, not a
Mm-hmm.
not a $20 Casio.
Yeah, but if you get a fake Rolex, they won't be able to Google it to see if it's fake.
Yeah.
If the grid's out.
Dang.
That'd be fun. No, definitely have cash. I think that's probably going to be the only way to get there. Cash, or I know a lot of guys I talk to, they like silver and gold. They keep all kinds of, those sorts of items with them. Like,
I do.
I mostly think of weight in that problem, though.
yeah, I think so too. But I mean, like once you plug in and you're trying to head out, I guess maybe when weight's not so much of an issue.
Right. If I can if I'm back to
yeah.
the house, we're in a vehicle, then I would grab more of that.
Yeah.
Like we have one thing we have in the safe upstairs, we have a fireproof bag with all of our 100% necessary documents.
Yeah.
Now, if we go to like apocalypse, my documents no longer matter. That fire bag becomes
Obsolete.
useless.
Something
But
else. Yeah.
to an extent, we need like that is something that's on the list. If any one of us is at the house and we got to go, that's the one thing that you grab just in case. Because, I mean, it has a couple credit cards, it has birth certificates, social security cards, just in case you need to figure things out. But also at that same time, if you're at that point,
I don't think birth certificates are as big of an issue afterwards. If something got really to that point, maybe.
yeah.
No. I've actually gone down the rabbit hole about the EMP flare, solar flares and all that stuff lately too. Just kind of reading about that, and now that's a pretty big thing. Now that's a pretty big threat for a lot of people.
EMPs are a big threat, I think.
Wait, what are EMPs?
Electromagnetic pulse kills all your,
It'll just fry everything. All
Is
of your
is that
electronics
one of
are
those
done.
things that people are like, they're going to shut it down by doing that, and then all the cars stop working, all that stuff?
yeah,
Something
nuclear,
I mean, that's the movie
nuclear
version of
blast
it, but
version,
yeah.
or I mean, I think technically you got to be close to power lines where you get the big bursts and stuff. But I mean, I'm not a professional in that either.
Yeah.
If the
I can't really speak to that.
If they EMP the main power
Yeah.
plant of the area,
Okay.
then all
Yeah.
your shit's
So they
fine.
sell something to stop it?
Not really.
They don't know.
Oh,
You're not going to
oh,
buy something to stop. If they do that and it sends, like if an EMP wave got into the power grid and like force fed, your shit would just all fry.
Yeah.
All your circuits are just done.
I saw in the TikTok shop, they're selling this little bitty box that you hook onto the battery of your car. Saves your car from an EMP.
Hey,
I 100% believe
Buy
it.
that?
I have 3 of them on the way.
Well, it's made in China. You know it's good.
Oh yeah, done,
Yeah.
done. And
So
done.
it'll
know,
last
it's fun.
forever.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, realistically, at
I
that
think if-
point, the best car you could have would be like a 1950s Willys Jeep that has no electronics whatsoever.
Yeah, actually, I read a book called 10 Seconds After. I think 10 Seconds After. It was it's
Story of my love life.
An yeah. I think it's called 10 Seconds. Anyways, yeah, it's an EMP. It's a story that this retired military guy actually wrote it. And it was, they said it was the most accurate depiction of what the world would look like after an EMP happened. And the U.S. government started using him and his book as actually to build some new procedures for the military and the government and all that stuff for EMP protection. So that's kind of how I headed down that path. I think it was a military weapon causing EMP and everything. Of course, all the electronics all shut down, and then it goes through that whole.
Your Tesla sucks at that point.
Yeah. Well, so never mind.
Yeah, now I got it.
What
I gotta worry
if
about
we have to
EMPs.
worry about that, then it's like, wrap it up. Okay. We can figure out how to stay
I hope
safe.
you can
Yeah.
hike
Yeah.
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
And
Or
I'm
you-
not the one.
Or a bicycle.
Also, not the one.
No.
I mean, you don't have to be fast. You just have to be faster than me at that point.
Okay,
really.
then.
You guys are both good. I'm sure. I'm not swift.
Well, I'm taking you then. Hey,
I'm gonna
run,
shoot
just-
you. I'll shoot you in the knee.
No, that's
When shit goes bad,
no. No.
someone has got to be sacrificed.
You already sacrificed yourself. You said last night. You told me. What'd you tell me? If somebody comes and gets us or something,
Mhm.
everybody's safe because you're the slowest one. So you already sacrificed yourself.
In that situation,
Oh, all right. You didn't even know them. You're gonna shoot me in my knee?
I mean, if we have somebody else with us, I'll shoot them.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Well, I'm saying if it's
I'll
you
bring-
and me,
I'll bring him back then. I'll bring another person just in case.
okay, always have an extra. All right. Well, we are an hour and 30 in.
Woo. All right.
Goodness.
Mike's fault,
But
but
been an hour and 30.
it goes fast, huh?
I just have one quick question for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there when you were working, in over there, was there something
Over there,
over there in the Wyoming or
Yeah.
I guess any of the agencies that you worked for in
Yeah.
the 22 years or whatever? Is there something that you could have done without in that 22 years there? Now that you've like escaped, you're doing something completely different. Where you're like, man, I just don't need that.
Man, I don't know.
Government Overwatch.
I don't know. I really
Who said
liked it. I would have liked to have a little bit more free will to make decisions. And a lot of
Okay.
the problem is you're a tool.
Yeah.
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 You just do what you're told. But I also understand because some of the people maybe won't do as well with free will. Maybe make bad decisions.
Yeah.
'Cause people get authority and whatnot.
Okay.
Free
sometimes it
thinkers are
happens.
probably not good.
But
enough.
if they could do that, I mean, I just wish that they allowed you to make more decisions on your own instead
Like
of
trusted you to
Or at
make
least
the
have
right
a
decision.
say.
I wish there was a bigger trust.
Yeah.
Have a say in
within
the
their
decisions
officers.
at least?
Have a say, more discretion on how this is going to go from here forward.
It's crazy that they ingrain you with so much, but yet don't allow you to make some certain decisions.
Well,
Yeah.
I see the videos
Yeah.
all the time of people who are in the military and they're like, they trust you with, a high powered rifle and a sniper rifle and ammo, but you can't have a toaster in your barrack.
Oh man,
What?
I mean,
What?
it tells you the level. I mean,
that's 100%. That's a good way of putting it.
like,
Or
I trust you outside the wire, saving my life, but I'm not sure that you won't go to sleep with toast in the fucking toaster. Or maybe it's
Yeah.
just so they don't take a toaster bath. I mean, it could be either.
that too. Who knows?
Hey.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Like they don't.
Yeah.
There's no free. Like we cannot trust you on your own time.
Yeah.
Or you could drive around large vehicle with full automatic machine guns,
Yeah.
everything you want, full weaponry, grenades, and everything else. But you have to wear a reflective vest or a reflective belt when you're jogging on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not bitter.
there's weird shit.
That is, hey, I've thought about that. That's like,
No.
The
You know?
ones that they could have solved this problem.
Okay.
By the ones that you can't trust a toaster with, give them a toaster,
yeah.
and
Yep.
they'll find their own.
They either weed themselves out
They'll
or
find their own way.
they'll
They'll find.
figure it out. Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Quit bubble wrapping the world and just.
Yeah.
Let's just remove the warning labels and see how it
And
turns
just
out.
let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know. All right.
Either way.
We have the book, 3,000 questions
Okay. Oh, no.
about me.
It better be a good one too this time.
Oh, I need you to select a number between 1 and 3,000.
2,473.
Oh,
Ouch. 2,000.
can you remember that?
No. 2,700.
473.
2,000.
He wasn't kidding when he said he couldn't remember.
400. Oh, there's 76. Man, I'm going to get some readers at some point.
You got them because supposedly.
There's some in that drawer somewhere. Oh. 2,473.
Okay.
What new memories do you want to make? You're first. She plays Jeopardy music right here, just so you know. I don't even have to hum it. She just puts it in.
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I think new memories. I just started making new memories. New whole career world. Complete change of pace on everything.
Yeah.
A whole complete new view on all the stuff.
You know, your career is not the memories.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
Yeah, getting older and everything else. And
You're awfully in the box there.
I don't know. I don't really think. I know, that's a hard one. That's a hard one to answer on the spot.
Michael?
Go. You're you
Me?
first. Yeah.
Cool. New memories for me, I want to make more, like I want to put the effort in to make more effort to go watch my wife and my kids experience things. That's this next era of my life. I want to watch them experience things that they truly enjoy or like or want to do.
Yeah.
I've just gotten I've gotten to do so much in my life, and I've gotten to experience, just about anything I've ever thought about, I've manifested into experiencing it and doing it. Now I truly get joy more from seeing them do it. That's the memories I want, I think.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Top that shit, Mike.
I can't top that one.
Waiting.
I can't.
What is it?
Man, I think honestly, just now that I'm having grandkids, man, it's just like spending more time with them. And like, since I was a young dad,
Mm-hmm. You were like 14?
17.
Oh, 17.
You know what I mean? And just not that I wasn't present, but I wasn't present in the way I'm present for the baby, Delilah.
Because you grew up with your kids.
Yeah, and I working, and I realized like
you were still growing up.
Yeah,
You were still
it's
like trying to figure it out.
There's more to life than going to work all day long.
Right.
To me. So now just kind of just being a little more present for the grandkids and just enjoying that part of my life so that they have something to think back on when they grow up and I'm gone. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part of it is probably I don't know. Every season of your life you think is awesome.
Yeah.
Until the next season and you're like, wait, this is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sat on the floor up in the loft and put together a magnet puzzle with Chloe the other night for about 30, 40 minutes. Coolest 40 minutes I had this week.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah. So I just find it fulfilling when she comes over. I don't realize I'm tired until she leaves.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm tired. But in the moment, it's like, I don't even look at my phone. I don't, nothing. I just forget about everything. I've
noticed, especially, I've never been a real big present guy on my side, but I've noticed over the last few years, I don't want a single present. I enjoy watching them get things and experience things. So that's where it's
I kind of feel that too, because lately it's been the same thing. Like even for Christmas, I've told people like, I really don't know what I want. I don't need anything. If I need something, I'll just go get it.
Yeah.
I don't really.
That's the other side of it.
Yeah.
So. I don't want you to buy me things because the things that I want very specific.
Or put yourself in a bind to make sure you give me something that I don't really absolutely have to have.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's going to wrap it.
All right.
That's going to wrap up the episode. We killed it. Are you done?
I'm done.
And we'll see you guys
next week.